So I'm Joe Lacavara. I'm here with John Eberhardt. We're here at Woodbridge High School for a match between Woodbridge High and the John F. Kennedy Mustangs. We're looking forward to an exciting match here today, crosstown rivals, and just looking for some excitement, John.
It should be good matches. I'm going to bring my memory up from 50 years ago of some wrestling stuff, and hopefully you can.
Yeah, my memory from about 15 years ago. So.
A little more recent.
Yeah, so thank you for joining us, and we look forward to giving you a great match here. So here we are, we're at Woodbridge High School with a match with JFK versus Colonia. We're going to start our match off at 106, where from JFK we have Anthony Faber and Jack Quinn from Woodbridge.
And it looks like we're off and rolling.
So here the wrestlers will start out on their feet, get a 2-point takedown. Will be the way that's scored, and right there, Jack Quinn gets a 2-point takedown on Faber.
Yeah, that's that. I wrestled, however, it was 50 years ago, so some of the things have changed a little
Yeah,
bit.
just a little. So now from the bottom, the wrestler on the bottom can score a 1-point escape or a 2-point reversal. And the top wrestler wants to try to turn the bottom wrestler to his back. And for anything less than a count of 5 will be a 2-point near fall when the back is past 90 degrees. And anything more than 5 seconds will be a 3-point near fall. And you can see Quinn here has got a cross face. He's trying to run Faber to his back. And he lifts the leg, steps through, but the referee indicates there's no back exposure.
And is there a percentage of the back that is required for? I know pin has to be both shoulder blades.
Right. So for just the near faults, and that is basically if your back is straight up and down, that wouldn't be. So once you go past that 90 degree with the mat mark.
Okay.
45 degrees is what the referee was letting me know. I had wrong there.
Well, that was nice.
So Quinn is on the edge of the mat here where they'll go out of bounds. He looked like he was trying to lock up a cradle there, but didn't have much luck. And then when it comes to the team score, a regular decision is worth 3 points in the team score. Anything more than 8 points is a major decision. If one wrestler manages to score 15 more points than his opponent, that's a technical fall. The match will be stopped. That's worth 5 team points. And as the period runs out with the 2-0 lead for Jack Quinn of Woodbridge. And now in this first period, Woodbridge has choice. That will alternate between matches. Who gets the choice first, he picks down.
And this is the referee position, am I correct?
Referee position, yes. So Quinn quickly gets up, runs to the side, but he's not able to get out. Comes up again. Now he quickly rolls, and Faber does a good job of staying with Quinn. He's riding here, trying to improve the position. And with a quick throw, he's got a 2-point reversal. The referee calls a 2-point reversal because Quinn managed to keep his feet inbounds. Now what he does there is gives up 1 point to Favor to start in the neutral position. He feels he could take him down. He wants to stay in that position. And he's not going to waste any time on the mat, so he gives away the 1 point.
So takedowns are 2 points, reversals 2 points, an escape is 1?
That's right. Now, Quinn is in a good position here, but you could see Favor tried to stay locked on a leg, but Quinn managed to get behind and get the 2 point takedown to take a 6-1 lead in the second period. With about a minute left. And now he's trying to get the head to the knee here on the near side cradle. And Favor, once again, doing a good job of fighting out of it. And they go out of bounds, and they'll stay in the same position.
And out of bounds is not just one of the wrestlers. It has to be one plus the majority of the other one?
Yes, that's right.
So in all these 50 years, they didn't change all that much.
Yeah, it's not that much changed. You know, maybe some of the point scores, and you know, they have overtime now, which they didn't have before. So if the match, that's a 2 point takedown for Quinn. He takes an 8-2 lead. So if the match ends in a tie, what we will see is there'll be a 1 minute period on the feet. If somebody manages to get a takedown there, they'll win. If nobody manages a takedown, we'll go to two 30-second periods where each wrestler will get a chance to start on the bottom. So at the end of this second period, it's 8-2 in favor of Quinn of Woodbridge. JFK choice, he chooses neutral since he hasn't been having that much success on the mat. Favor's doing good, trying to take a shot there, but he's got to get his arms inside Quinn's if he really wants to get in there and get a takedown. See, he reaches out for the leg. Quinn pushes him down and spins.
Yeah, quick reaction time there to get his legs away from him.
And now he's got the 10-2 lead, which is an 8-point major decision if he's able to hold the margin. Quinn seems to be in control.
And that's something they didn't have 50 years ago, was the major decision that I can remember one match where it was 14-2.
And I think probably the tech fall didn't exist at that time either.
Exactly, right. We did have electric lighting, however.
So we're under a minute here, and Quinn is in control. I mean, Favor's doing a good job of moving, staying off his back, but he's doesn't seem able to score much. He takes a quick inside sit out. Quinn stops that. And Quinn pulls the wrist in. He's trying to turn Favor for some near fall points, which he hasn't really been able to get in this match. There's a hard crossface there. And as the time runs out, Quinn takes the 10-2 victory, which will be a major decision, which will give Woodbridge a 4-0 lead in the match over Kennedy. As we move up to 113, which...
Sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. We'll have Joe Marty from Woodbridge. And we will have Isaiah Abreu from JFK.
Now, it's 3 points for winning by points and 5 for a pin?
6 for a pin.
6 for a pin, no, okay.
6 for a pin, 5 for a technical fall, 4 major decision, and 3 decision.
Yeah, that has changed.
So now you get a 2-point takedown there for Marty. He quickly locks up a cradle and brings Abreu to his back. Now this is a tough position here with a minute 34 left. With you see Marty trying to kick out the leg of Abreu. Now he's going to try to lock that leg. He's squeezing that as tight as he can. He's actually trying to put his elbows together, which will apply the pressure to try to get the back to the mat. He's already locked up the 3-point near fall. And there's a pin. At 1:10 left in the first period. Quick fall there for Joe Marty. And now that's going to be a 9-0 lead for Woodbridge as we move up to the 120-pound weight class, where we should have Adam Jovanovic from JFK, and we should have Bobby Jordan from Woodbridge. Bobby Jordan is second all-time in the wins category for Woodbridge. He was second in the county this year. And he's considered one of the top wrestlers for a possible state tour, title.
One of the other differences about 50 years ago is at the end of the match, neither one of these wrestlers will have ears that burn. That headgear is what a blessing.
Yeah, and a lot of the, there's Bobby Jordan gets a takedown quickly, but a lot of the Olympic wrestlers you may see, they normally don't use a headgear, and you'll see that bad cauliflower ear, which the headgear helps prevent.
Yes, it's painful after 6 minutes out there. Your ears take quite a beating. It's interesting, I noticed some of the subjects that our athletes have here, math, English, is excellent, so they're academic as well as athletic.
Well, Jordan's got a, looks like a arm bar, and he's got a arm bar on the left. He's trying to grab the wrist on the right. He's going to try to run around the head to turn Abreu. Abreu's doing a good job of fighting that off. He's keeping that arm bar, and now you can see now he's trying to run it around the head, and he is able to turn Abreu. Now he wants to get his hips down, his head up. He now sits through that, which is really tough. And with 36 seconds left, he's going to try to see if he can get a pin here. Referee's coming around for a better look, and there's the fall. So with 26 seconds left in the first period, Bobby Jordan gives the second pin in a row for the Barons. And we're at 16-0 at the team score as we move up to 126. And at 126, I believe we have Will Crespo from Woodbridge and Brandon Bravo from JFK. Will Crespo is a senior. His favorite movie is Romeo and Juliet or 21 Jump Street. And his favorite subject is psychology.
Oh, wow.
I guess helps with wrestling. There's a lot of action, but no change in control. It's 0-0. Bravo is locked on Crespo's leg, which is going to prevent him from getting behind and getting to. Brandon Bravo is a freshman. He gave up 2 points there as Crespo spun behind. His favorite movie is The Man of Steel, and he's a history fan. He likes rap, hip-hop, pop, salsa, and old music.
That's an interesting.
Old music is a very broad.
Yeah.
So it's still 2-0 now. Crespo does a good job of staying behind. There's 51 seconds left in the match. Bravo's going to want to try to work up. If he doesn't show working up, a referee can call us a warning for stalling, which there'll be 2 warnings for stalling. If it happens a third time, a point can be awarded.
So the initial stalling. Whoop.
And there's the warning for stalling. You see the referee hold that fist up in the air, which is the signal for that.
Now, have you been talking to the referees? That was excellent. As soon as you mentioned it, he went ahead and.
I haven't been talking to them, but I've been around a lot of wrestling matches in my years, and so Crespo is still in control here, and now he's got the legs split, and he's getting back points here. Crespo manages to get 2 back points as the period ends. He's got a 4-0 lead here going into the second period, and didn't see who had the choice there. I think it was JFK's choice. He chose neutral, but Crespo quickly gets a takedown, and Bravo's on his back fighting off again. Looks like, can't quite see what move Crespo has there, but now he's in a very good pinning position, and there's the fall.
That's 3 pins in a row.
3 pins in a row, and Woodbridge is out to a lightning fast start here. The match is now at 22-0 as we move up to 138, where we'll have Sean Aston from JFK, and we will have Sal Catanzara from Woodbridge. I'm sorry. Let me back up because we're at the 132-pound weight class, where we have Steve Scandari from JFK and Wan Han Lin from Woodbridge.
And both of them, math is their subject.
I can relate. I was a math major myself.
Excellent.
Both wrestlers are in 11th grade. There's some feeling out here. Both guys kind of have the same thing here, a head and an arm, a head and an arm. And just kind of feeling out, looking for an opening to possibly take a shot at the legs or at the throw the headlock, which Scandari tried to do there. It was stopped. But there he's got the headlock, which he was looking for. He's got a head and an arm. He's got that locked up tight. You see he stays perpendicular. And Lynn is fighting here, but 52 seconds left in the match. Scandari gets the pin. And I think now we'll be at 138 pounds.
It was interesting that Scandari's favorite moment in wrestling was an 11-second pin.
So he was a little bit behind there. So now we have, from Woodbridge, we have Sal Catanzaro and Sean Aston from JFK. There's where we have a senior from Woodbridge against a freshman from JFK. The favorite sport is both wrestling. Catanzaro's favorite movie is Tarzan.
I think it's interesting that one of the things he wanted to share with us is that he loves to eat.
Yeah, which is common with the wrestler, I think. They spent a lot of time trying to keep their weight at the right place, and you just can't wait to get that full meal in once the wrestling season's over. So we're at 0-0 here, about a minute and 23 seconds left in the first period. Now, Aston, interestingly enough, says his most memorable wrestling moment is making it to the States.
Right.
Since he's a freshman, I imagine he must have done some wrestling in the youth program before he got to high school here. So even though he's a freshman, he's obviously got some mat time in. Got a minute left here. Both wrestlers still looking for an opening.
It's been an even match.
Yeah, very even. It looks like Catanzaro looks like he's got a front headlock. You see the referee will pull away the headgear. Obviously, if there's a proper moment, they'll stop the match for the headgear, but since someone's working a move, they're not going to stop it until there's a better point.
Which would be right about now.
And there you go. So we have 22 seconds left in the first period, still scoreless.
And it's nice to see the turnout here. Jim has got a nice crowd here.
There's a nice crowd. I believe they had some kind of ceremony earlier honoring seniors on the team. Catanzaro, nice takedown with not much time left in the match. And he's going to try to turn him, but the time runs out. But he's able to get that crucial takedown for a 2-0 lead. Kennedy has choice. The wrestlers elected to go down. You see a lot of wrestlers try to start out on the bottom because you can score more points starting on the bottom. On the top, you can only score points by turning someone to their back, which obviously is more difficult.
Yeah, you're looking for that reversal.
Aston works to his feet, but then Catanzaro manages to bring him back down, and it looks like he's looking to work. Well, he lost. He was trying to get an arm through the leg, but Aston wasn't having it. As they move back to the middle, 1:34 left in the second period, and they'll start back in referee's position with Woodbridge on top. One of the important things for the wrestler on top is to try to always be working out to the side and working for a pin. Now, Catanzaro tried something flashy there. He almost got himself in a bad position, but the referee is indicating he still has control. Now he comes off the mat with the leg, and he's trying to trip him back down. Aston is doing a really admirable job of fighting off. Now he's back to his feet, but you can see the referee says that no control change. Even though they got to their feet, the Woodbridge wrestler is still in control of the situation, so there's no change.
Right. It did look a couple times there as if it was about to change. However, it did remain neutral.
You see Aston is trying to turn out from behind, and he's doing a good job of getting in that position, but then Catanzaro seems to be able to lock something up and keep control, but he's real close to losing it here. He slips down to a leg. Still no call from the referee on a change of control. And there's one. Now they're neutral, and 2 points can be awarded now for a takedown. There's 20 seconds left in the match. Aston is trying to possibly get a takedown and take the lead. He's down 2-1.
This has certainly been a fairly exciting match.
Yeah, very exciting. Not a lot of scoring, but still a lot of action.
Yes.
And now we're back in the head and arm position. And time runs out, and I think Woodbridge has choice in the third period. And the referee's indicating that he's elected to go down. So with a 2-1 lead, Catanzaro will start on the bottom. He tries to work up, and Aston brings him back down. He's grabbing an arm. I hear the coach yelling head lever, which is he'll try to keep the arm out straight and run his head behind it, which he didn't do successfully. But now he's got a leg inside of Catanzaro's leg. This is a classic riding position. And Catanzaro gets his leg out. And Aston's keeping control, but doesn't look close to turning him.
And you can hear the coach saying we need to turn him. They want that 1 point.
Yeah, and in the position that they're in right now, with a score of 22-6, as they go out of bounds, you know, they really like to get a win here. So now Catanzaro sits, but doesn't follow through all the way, and Aston smartly grabs his arm, stays behind. Now he's riding a tight waist there, and looks like he was trying to run a half. Now he's pulling his left arm across Catanzaro's body. Now he's just going to let him up. Now it's 3-1. Now I think he's going to try to hopefully get a takedown and tie the match up, which we'd see that overtime that we talked about earlier. So now with 36 seconds left, everybody's getting a little heated. Catanzaro against Aston. Aston takes a couple of steps back, goes to a knee. And I think Catanzaro is going to just try to maintain here. As they go out of bounds, the referee awards 2 points to JFK. Now it's 3-3. Catanzaro is going to be on the bottom. It's a tie score, 21 seconds left. And Catanzaro starts to sit out. He gets stopped. Aston has got his arm locked up behind him. It looks like a bar. And if he can hold him down here for the next 7 seconds, we're going to see an overtime. And the time runs out, 3-3, and we're going to see overtime. So what's going to happen here is we'll have a 1-minute period where it's sudden victory. If anybody scores any points, they'll win the match.
This certainly has been an excellent match.
If nobody scores in that minute period, then each wrestler will get an opportunity to choose the starting position. If anybody scores there, they'll win, but it's not sudden victory. As they go out of bounds, there's no change in control. We're still neutral, 40 seconds left.
Well, we said it right at the beginning, that what an even match.
So Catanzaro takes a shot at the leg, and Aston sprawls as they go out of bounds. 29 seconds left. This is where this conditioning really comes into play, too. Oh, and the whistle is sounded for, I think, one wrestler had 2 feet out and the other wrestler stepped out. And 20 seconds left, and really tight here. Neither wrestler, and that's a stalemate, and there's no position improvement. The referee will stop the match and bring it back to the beginning. And so 7 seconds left here now. Catanzaro throws Aston by. Now there's a quick change. Catanzaro gets a takedown and a near fall. That's a 2 takedown and a 2 near fall. He wins the match 7-3, the final seconds of the overtime period. And that was a big win for Woodbridge, 3-point, team-point win. And I think that'll make the score 25-6.
That certainly was a great match.
That was very exciting. So 25-6, and now we're up at 145. 145 from, we'll have Jafet Tatis from JFK. And I believe we have Elias Azuzi from Woodbridge. Oh no, so. Okay.
We just looked at one of the sheets here, and one of the favorite subjects was AP lunch.
Whoa, and that's a quick takedown and pin for Azuzi of Woodbridge. And that's going to take the score up to 31-6 in favor of Woodbridge as we move up in move up a weight class to 152. Now 152 is where I think we have our AP lunch fan, Carl Batista.
Okay.
And then from Woodbridge at 152, I believe we have Pedro Ramos.
Yeah, Carl's favorite moment was going to the state finals. And that's interesting. His favorite sport is figure skating.
Maybe that's a joke. It doesn't quite go with the heavy metal music. That's his favorite.
And the AP lunch, you're right, yeah.
We got a quick. Now this is where Petita picks up Ramos, puts him back down on the mat, gets his 2. Now he's got a cradle locked up, but Ramos manages to roll out of it, but he does give up a 2-point near fall. So 4-0 lead for Petita.
And that changed. That has changed in the 50 years. That one knee always had to be on the ground. You couldn't actually physically lift someone up.
Yeah, now the rule is that as long as you bring a wrestler off the mat, you are responsible for his safety. So if he was to come down in any way that would cause an injury, that would be a 1 point against the wrestler that picked the wrestler off the mat. But Petita is out to the side running, and Petita, I think, was second in the county this year. And he's been in the state finals, as we know. And he's got a good shot to win a state tournament this year. Now Ramos is trying to fight off. He's got a really tight double arm bar here. He sat through, which is a really tough position. He's got 28 seconds to try to wrap up a pin here to help pull JFK back into the match. And he breaks the lock. He'll get a 3-point near fall, I believe.
And there's that hasn't changed in 50 years, the bridge.
And there's the fall with 10 seconds left in the first period. Petita gets the fall for Kennedy, which brings the score to 31-12, still in favor of Woodbridge. But Kennedy's heading into the heart of their order, which is really their strength. At 160, we have Alan Skeeve from JFK and Mike Comiskey from Woodbridge.
And again, they're starting at the hang of this. They're starting in the neutral position.
So now Skeeve, he gets a quick takedown on a trip and he gets a quick 2 also, so that's a 4-0 lead. And we have 2 seniors here facing off. Well, and that looks like Comiskey gets a 2-point reversal. So now we have a 4-2 score. Still Kennedy. Skeeve goes for it looked like sort of like a Peterson. He gets a 2-point reversal, no back points. 6-2 in favor of Kennedy.
A fast-scoring match.
Yeah, you got to keep, you got to stay on your toes here. And it looks like Skeeve is maybe trying to lock up a cradle. He has the lock. The best thing to do when you have that lock is to get to the side that you have the lock on, which he wasn't able to do before the lock was broken. So we go out of bounds with 22 seconds left in the first period. And Alan Skeeve has a 6-2 lead. Now there's a lock hands. Now what happened there is from the bottom, the wrestler on the top cannot lock his hands around the waist of the bottom wrestler without having an arm or something else in there. So that's a 1-point penalty against Skeeve. So it makes the score 6-3.
And that makes sense, that you'd have to have an arm between them.
So now Skeeve with 6 seconds left. He's got an arm bar. He's trying to run it around the head. He's got the wrist and arm bar. But there's no, the referee waves off any back points here. So Comiskey did a good job of giving up any additional points there. And it's, so in the second period, Woodbridge has choice. He defers the choice to the third period and gives it to Kennedy, which chooses down. So Comiskey's going to look to really put some pressure on here since he is down by 3. You see, immediately goes up high for the head. He's got the cradle locked. He's trying to roll through the cradle, which is not advisable. So you see Skeeve breaks out. He gets the reversal now. Comiskey's on his back. And he's got a really tight head and arm there, and it's 1:39. He's got this move here. Now what he wants to try to do is, well, he's getting back in that position again. So he had the 3 near fall. There you go. Well, Comiskey did a really good job of fighting off his back there. And there's another 2 back points for Skeeve. Now he's got a 13-3 lead with 1:15 left in the second period. He throws in a leg. He's got a cross face. Now he's got to get his hip up. There it is. You see a lot of cradling here. Now, so he's the near side cradle now. He's going to try to pull Comiskey back in. He's going to get that head down in the side. Then didn't really manage to get it there. But what he likes to do is then, with the lock, head in the side, you want to drive forward and roll your opponent onto his back. So with 13-3 as the score, 49 seconds left in the second period, Skeeve is looking in comfortable control here.
And folks, I can tell you, even though these are 2-minute periods, it seems like a short time. This is exhausting. I mean, your muscles are going 100% of the time.
And I can tell you from experience, it doesn't feel quick out there.
No, exactly. Yes, that clock goes extremely slow.
10 seconds feels like a minute.
That's funny because that's exactly what I was going to say. That it just seemed like forever out there.
Yeah, it definitely did. Now, there seems to be a little bit of a discussion about what points were scored when, but no change on the scoreboard. So I'm assuming after the discussion, the referees have established that the score is what it is right now. So Comiskey comes up, and now there's just the lock hands again. So it's 1 point for Comiskey, and looks like he's got the 2-point reversal. So that's going to bring the score to 13-6 with 30 seconds left. So that's something Skeeve should work on. He's really got to get out of that habit of grabbing with the hands and locking around the waist and giving up that point.
I have to tell the audience out there that before the referees indicated those change in points, you already called it. So it was
So Comiskey's got a cradle locked. So as I was saying earlier, now Skeeve breaks out of that. He needed to get to that side. He had it locked on. And there was no change in control. So at the end of the second period, it's 13-6 in favor of Skeeve. It's Woodbridge's choice in the third period. And you hear the coach indicates he wants to go down. And now, as earlier happened in the match, Skeeve then says, I'm going to give up a point and go to my feet. So now it's 13-7. He gave up a point. He obviously feels more comfortable being on his feet than being on top.
And that's a strategy that obviously never was in wrestling before.
That has only been in the last couple of years, that rule. That wasn't even around when I was wrestling. So now there's no change. You know, a lot of rolling around here, but neither wrestler has a clear control. Comiskey has got his hips in a bad position here. He doesn't want to be that low. And you see Skeeve's working up the body, and there's the 2-point takedown, and he switches right off to the near side cradle. It was interesting there that Comiskey almost had him in a tough position, but Skeeve fought out of it. He's got the cradle locked now. He rolls it through, and now he's getting some back points, but he's got to get that back inside the mat if he wants to get a pin.
So the pin actually does have to occur inside the...
Yeah, so there won't be... So you see he's only got 2 points. Even though he had him on his back longer, it wasn't inbounds. So we now have a 17-7 score for Skeeve. Looks like maybe we have a trouble with a contact lens. That's probably something we didn't have 50 years ago either.
Right. You took your glasses off.
So now with 48 seconds left, Comiskey's in a 10-point hole, and Skeeve is riding him on top. He's got an arm bar there. He's rolled through. Now you see the referee counting there. He didn't count 5 times, so it's only going to be 2 points. So 2 points for Kennedy, a 1-point escape for Woodbridge. Comiskey shoots in, he falls flat, and Skeeve spins behind for 2. A lot of scoring here, 21-8 in favor of Skeeve. And
anybody wondering, the coach did take care of the contact lens. It's safely in a cup of water.
So now 14.6 seconds left. It looks like Skeeve is going to hold on for the win at 21-8. And if he did manage to get 2 more points, we could have saw a technical fall, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen here. You see Skeeve is just maintaining control. He's going to stay locked on that leg as the time runs out. And with a 21-8 score, that should be a major decision for JFK, and I think that will bring the score to 31-16. There's a little discussion happening here between the referee. There's the team points go up. It's 31-16.
And you were correct.
We're going to move up to 170, where we should have Brandon Farrell from Colonia. He was a county champ this year against Mike Kamenicki. No, I'm sorry, Zach Cottrell.
And I ought to tell the audience out there, that, again, I'm not sure if you can see the scoreboard and the referees and the match, but my fellow announcer here certainly is calling it a lot faster than the referees out there, and you got a second calling there.
So we got a quick 2-point takedown for Farrell. Farrell is a really tough wrestler. He won the counties this year. He's only a junior. And I would think he has a good chance to go to Atlantic City for the state tournament and do really well. Now there was a quick 1-point escape, and then Farrell quickly throws a headlock. He's got another takedown, and now we're on the edge of the mat, so there are no back points awarded. So now
it's nice to see that both their favorite sports is wrestling.
Yes. And they're both oh wait, I get the wrong. So Zach's favorite subject is math, while Brandon likes history. So we got a minute left, 4-1 in favor of Farrell. He's on top. And looks like we have, he's got wrist control. See, he's got both wrists rolled under the wrestler, which is a common method to control somebody. Who controls whose wrist goes a long way in determining who's going to be in control.
Yeah, that move makes a lot of sense. That's for leverage. It's for maintaining your upper body, positioning.
So 36 seconds left. Farrell's still on top, 4-1. Looks a little frustrated because Cottrell's not really moving too much on the bottom. And Cottrell's reaching back for the headlock, which, oh, I'm sorry. I just heard the yell from the side. I think this is Scott Fritz and not Zach Cottrell. I apologize, Scott. He's also a history fan.
We had a lot of and his favorite sport is also wrestling. So we're fair game on that.
They're in the right place. So 4-1 at the end of the first period, and Brandon Farrell has the choice. He chooses bottom. And I would expect he's going to explode off the bottom here, which he does. Quickly turns in. He gets a 1-point escape. Shoots in, lifts him up. He gets his 2-point takedown. Now he's working right towards a fall.
Less than 20 seconds.
And that was a nice chain wrestling there. You saw how Farrell got up from the bottom, went right to the takedown, and then went right to the pinning combination, which is something that you really want to see out of a quality wrestler. Now he's working for that pin. 125 is a long time to go here. He seems to have a really tight position. You see parallels off. He's got his hips down, his head up, which is what you like to do. The wrestler is bridging. I thought he might have touched there, but no call from the referee. That's as close as it gets. And there's the pinfall. 1 minute, 3 seconds left in the second period, and Farrell's got himself a pin. And here comes JFK. Now we have a real match here, 31-22. They're within 9 points.
And you were right. The meat of the order for JFK is coming up.
So at 182, we should have Zach Cottrell from Woodbridge. And we have Carlos Martinez from Kennedy. So once again, favorite sport is wrestling.
Yeah, for both of them. And it's interesting, favorite subject, math for both of them.
Not so much in the music category. We have country for Zach Cottrell. Carlos Martinez is a Bacata fan. So 0-0 here, about a 1:23 left in the first period, and both wrestlers are circling.
Nice to see this. I just read the most memorable wrestling moment was his first match. That's nice that that first one got him started.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that first match, once you get that real feeling of being out there, it's almost like something you never get out of your body.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not going to repeat the score of my first match.
Yeah, I don't think mine was that good either. But it was fun.
It was.
So, yeah, 50 seconds left. Neither wrestler's really working much here. They're kind of just trying to find an opening with the head and arm. I'd say Cottrell looks a little bit in better position as far as what he's doing to try to gain inside control, but not by much. There's some hand fighting. You know, you'll see different wrestlers have different ways that they try to set up a takedown. You know, but usually involves some kind of motion around the head and hands. So time's running out here. Nobody's really improving, and there's the time runs out. So 0-0. The complete opposite of our last match.
Yeah, exactly. By now, the last match, it was well in the double digits.
So Cottrell takes bottom, and the wrestler comes on top, Martinez. And Cottrell gets right up to his feet. Now you see where he's trying to get those hands free and turn and face Martinez. And there's the 1-point neutral call from the referee. So our first point of the match is scored by Cottrell in the second period. 1-0. Now they'll stay neutral.
And again, I do want to point out to the audience that you did call that 1 point before the referee indicated that 1 point. So it's... And as I mentioned in the past, this is TV 35 and Woodbridge channels, and bringing all the happenings of Woodbridge right there into your home. The crew here works tirelessly to almost 24/7 to make sure that all that happens in Woodbridge, you get a chance to see it right in your home.
Well, nice shot there by Cottrell, but Martinez did a good job of fighting that off. Got about 52 seconds left in the second period, and it's a very tight 1-0 match for Cottrell. You see a lot more of the hand fighting and circling that we saw in the first period. Nobody's showing a lot of confidence on their feet here. You know, you almost feel like if somebody would open up and just
make it an
push the
move.
action.
Exactly, make that initial something happen.
So Cottrell backs up. Martinez seems to be pushing forward a little more than Cottrell. But sometimes the backing up is something that you're trying to do to sort of set up your opponent, like get him moving towards you, and then you reverse your direction. So .66 left on the clock.
1-0.
1-0. So I don't think we're going to see a score here, but. And there's the time runs out, 1-0, and now Kennedy has choice. Martinez is going to pick the bottom. Cottrell will be on top. So we have 2 minutes to go in the match, and it's very close. There's a caution from the referee on the starting position. Looks like he indicated that the hand was not on the belly button where it should be. So Martinez quickly turns in. He grabs the leg of Cottrell. But Cottrell does a good job cross-facing and keeping him down. Now he's got what we call a double cross-face. He lost that move. Now Martinez is facing him. And they go out of bounds. The referee indicates there's no change in control, so they'll start the same way. Martinez down and Cottrell on top. 1:36 left in the match. And Cottrell switches it up. He kind of set himself up on the opposite side and try to throw a wrench in it. Now he's got an ankle and a half-hearted crossface. Just trying to slip that half in there under Martinez, chopping his arm down to keep it out. Martinez is working a lot from the bottom. He's just not having any success getting out.
We're still at 1-0. Under a minute to go.
Very evenly matched. So we're still in the same position. If Cottrell can ride out for 52 seconds here, he would manage to win the match 1-0. Martinez really needs to get out. Now he's trying to sit out and turn and face, and Cottrell does a good job of following behind. He almost caught him on his back there. Martinez spun away. It's still no call from the referee. There's a locking hands call on Cottrell. Now we have a 1-1 match for the locking hands. Because Cottrell was never called neutral, he's still considered the top man. He can't lock his hands because the other wrestler was not off his feet.
Although it looked like Martinez almost broke it.
So the whistle comes off. I saw the referee count 1 there. He's got holding 2 points, so that's going to be a crucial 2-point near fall for Cottrell. And he gives him the 2. It's a 3-1 score with 15 seconds left. It looks like Cottrell is going to manage to pull out a real close match here. And now he's looking for a cradle there on that one side. He sort of pulled it over without locking it up. So there it is. The match ends at 3-1 in favor of Woodbridge. Tough match. Martinez, you got to give him a lot of credit for fighting in there.
It was evenly matched to the very, very end.
I mean, that 3 points is now going to make the score 35-22, which is a 12-point margin for the Barons. As we move up to, we should be at 182. No, we should be at, I'm sorry, we're at 195, where we have Giuseppe Costanza from JFK and Vinny Zacchino from Woodbridge.
And they're still maintaining the neutral position. There's a lot of movement going on. Same thing, though. It's head-to-head with the...
Yeah, neither guy really seems to have too much of an advantage. Costanza looks like he was trying to work some kind of headlock there, but he's now got his arms in a sort of like a head and arm position.
Each wrestler's trying to figure the other one out. And again,
Zucchino quickly shoots in for a single. He gets a quick two, and now Costanza's on his back, and I see the referee counting. So he's past that 45-degree angle. And I see the referee holding 3 fingers down on the mat, which usually indicates he's already got the 5 seconds needed for a 3-point near fall. And now with 45 seconds left, Zucchino's going to try to tighten this up and maybe get a pin. Now he's in a really tight position here, and there's the pin. 33 seconds left in the first period, and Zucchino, another pin for Woodbridge, which I think is going to put this match out of reach for Kennedy as we move up to 220 pounds.
That's an 18-point deficit.
At 220 pounds for Woodbridge, we have Rob Bognar. And at 220 for Colonia, we have Anthony DeLeon. Oh, I'm sorry, this looks like this is, we have two wrestlers at 220. This is Julius Gorbic. And I apologize, Julius.
Yeah, Julius, just so you know,
have
we have
bad writing.
We have a stack of papers here, and we got you now, Julius. You're all set.
So Julius is a freshman, and Bognar is a sophomore. Both like wrestling.
Exactly, yeah.
So we have a 2-point takedown for Julius. At 1:30 left.
Julius's most favorable, memorable moment was his first pin. So, and that's got to be a highlight in your wrestling career to get a pin. I wouldn't know.
And Bognar's most memorable moment is his first win at the tournament.
Oh, the tournament.
At
Okay.
the tournament. Well, now we get up into the heavy guys. You don't see as much action. But actually, you see a leg ride here from Julius, which isn't, you know, not something you commonly see from a heavier guy. But he looks like he's having some success if he can get that shoulder past the 45-degree angle. I don't see the referee is indicating that it's not passed. And there he's counting now. 4 and 5 will give him the 3-point near fall with 22 seconds left. And once he breaks that lock, that's where you see the referee award the points, and there they are. So at 11 seconds left, Julius has a 5-0 lead over Rob Bognar.
And again, I'm going to remind the audience that you called it way in advance of the referee.
Well, he did have the 3. If you saw his hand on the mat, he's holding those 3 down there. I'm psychic. So now we're going to the second period with Julius Gorbic is up 5-0 on Rob Bognar, with the team score at 40-22 for Woodbridge. Now Bognar on top. You see Julius turns out and faces him. Now you might think that this is a position where there's already a loss of control, but right there you see the referee call 1 is where the escape happens.
Right.
So now it's 6-0 for Gorbic. And Bognar is in tight on the leg. Julie is fighting that off. He reaches back for the ankle and pulls up on that, which is going to kind of hinder Bognar from getting in deep. And you see once he lets that go, now he's got Bognar flattened out and spins back behind, and there's your 2-point takedown. So there's about 5 seconds left here, and we now have an 8-0 lead for Julius Gorbic.
Yeah, there's been, yeah, you're right about the amount of action, but there's been some action picked up now lately.
Yeah, there is some action. Yeah, Gorbic seems to be driving that action, though. Bognar is looking a little tough. He's in a tough position on the bottom here. And one of the important things for any wrestler, but also especially for a big guy, you want to make that other guy carry your weight. And, you see Gorbic does a good job of just staying on top of Bognar and making him carry all that 220 pounds.
Yeah, that's energy being consumed, you're right.
So there, at the end of two periods, we have an 8-0 lead for Kennedy. Woodbridge has choice, and he's going to choose the top, which I understand his position picking the top there because he didn't really have a lot of success on his feet or from the bottom. So maybe by going on top, he can change things up.
And that's where that rule change has made strategy so important.
Oh, there's a cross face. And Julius doing a good job of maintaining his base, and he says he turns and faces Bognar. And then a quick roll, and there's a 2-point reversal.
And now it's 10-0.
And now you see the referees counting again. We have some back exposure. And there's a pin. So with 1:22 left, Julius Gorbic manages a pin for Kennedy. That'll be 16 points. It'll bring it up to 40-34. And actually, while I thought they might have been out of the match, Kennedy actually will have a chance to tie it up. If they manage a pin here. We have at heavyweight, we have excuse me, Mike. Oh, here it is. Mike Carafa from Woodbridge, and we have Anthony DeLeon from JFK. Well, maybe I had that score wrong. I didn't see them change that. 40-28 after that score, so Woodbridge does not have a chance. Kennedy doesn't have a chance to tie it. But obviously with a pin, it would be a much more respectable match. So 0-0 here, 1:19 left in the heavyweight first period.
And Anthony's favorite sport, which is interesting, is football.
And Mike's favorite sport is football and wrestling. And he likes classic rock, The Doors.
Oh, wow. I love both of their movies. Finding Nemo, Forrest Gump for Mike, and The Lion King for Anthony.
So, Mike Carafa, quick turn of events. He throws DeLeon to his back, and there's a quick fall, and that's going to wrap up this match. So, strong showing from Woodbridge with that pin. The score went to 46-28 in favor of Woodbridge. So that'll be it for us here today. Woodbridge takes out crosstown rival Colonia.
And it was an interesting match. Brought back a lot of old memories, some fun, some not so fun.
And I'm Joe Lacavara, and I'm with John Eberhart. And thank you all for joining us.
And thank you, Joe. It's been a pleasure.